Hey everyone! You might have already seen a lot of pot painting videos on my channel, but this is an exception. I found these tiny clay pots at my local craft store and wanted to paint them for fun. They're made of the same clay material as the big ones, but are relatively small compared to this coin. As always, start by painting a layer of white to accentuate the color. The first one will be a simple brown color, and since I had more paint, I'm going to do one more. They will definitely need more layers. The first layer is always brush strokey. To keep paint wet longer, wrap it in tin foil. This is a good tip when you're mixing colors. After a few hours, it's still workable. To build up a solid and opaque layer with acrylic paints, stacking on lots of thin layers and letting them dry thoroughly in between coats will have better results than using less thicker coats of paint. After that completely dried, I mixed up a lighter brown color and very carefully and slowly drew angled stripes. I touched up some imperfections with more brown. After that dried, once again I drew angled stripes perpendicular to the ones before. They turned out really nice, making it look like a waffle pattern. Enjoy these next clips of painting without me talking. Right when I was done with the last one, it broke. That's fine. I discarded the small fragments, mixed the resin, glued them together, wrapped it in rubber bands, and waited for it to dry. Once done, I coated another layer of paint to cover up the resin and chips fallen off. Using the two small waffle pots, I'll demonstrate how to create a neat project. A bigger pot will be needed, so I painted one with the same color as the small pots. When using dark colors, the brushstrokes will be noticeable, so don't worry if it doesn't look perfect. More layers will eventually lead to a solid color. I used 5 layers of paint. I ended up with a very nice matte appearance. Just like the smaller pots, the same waffle design is presented on this too. The pot came out looking like this, and the scratch paper, well... Alright, now for the rod that connects the 3 together. I found this random piece of metal that is fairly sturdy and will do the trick. Maybe a bit too sturdy. I struggled to bend it with my pliers but did not have much success. Plan B, I was just going to cut it with big gardening scissors. So that did not work either, and I was already running out of options at this point. The rod needed to be thin enough to pass through the drainage holes of the tiny pots and be tall enough for the length of the big pot and strong to support everything. So the only thing I found was a stick from a bamboo rolling mat, but it did the trick. I marked it out and easily cut it with scissors. I then stacked the pots on top of the other, tilting it like this. Apply water to make the soil stick together and easier to work with. I chose an assortment of small succulents and the project ended up looking very neat. As for the small individual pots, I simply planted tiny cuttings.